everyone. Thank you for coming out this afternoon. We're very excited to have you at our third and final public budget engagement forum this year. My name is Jenny Reed, and I'm the Mayor's Deputy Budget Director. You know, the Mayor has really tasked us with taking the public's feedback into account before next year's budget is finalized. And that's what we've been doing in these past few weeks. A fresh start from how the budget process has worked in the past. The Mayor has talked about a number of her priorities in recent weeks, but today we're going to get to hear some of yours. But first, let's hear from the Mayor. I'd like to introduce Mayor Bowser.
Thanks, Jenny. Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's wonderful to see you all here at the beautiful Anacostia High School. Let's hear it for the principal, staff here at Anacostia. Principal Bryant is right here. Principal, let everybody see you. Thank you for having us. And one other distinction is that this is the home of the girls' champions. They won last night. Anacostia girls won, and we want to give them a big shout out and congratulations, and we'll have a chance to formally congratulate them at a later time. So you are at Fresh Start February's last event, and it's an important one. It's because that's where we ask you to help us prioritize the budget before it's done. And Jenny was right that, you like that, Judge? Jenny was right. This is a fresh start to the process. One pledge I made in the 20 months we were out talking about the future of our city was that we need your help before I finish the budget and submit it to the council. You know how it was before, that the mayor would write the budget, give it to the council, and then you'd go down to the council and say what I should have done. So I'm going to ask you now what we should do. And the hope is, at the end of the day, our final budget will reflect our collective priorities. Let me introduce some people from our administration who are here. And I told my staff, this isn't really for you. It's for the residents, but I want you to listen and make sure that when you're putting together your priorities to recommend to me, you've heard from our residents. So let me first introduce our Deputy Mayor for Education, Jenny Niles, who's here. Give Jenny a big round of applause. Let me also introduce our Deputy Mayor for Health and Human Services, Brenda Donald. Give her a big round of applause. And our Deputy Mayor also for Planning and Economic Development, Brian Kenner. Give him a big round of applause. And a number of our agency directors are here, and very integral to our plans moving forward for affordable housing is our Director of Department of Housing and Community Development, Polly Donaldson. Give Polly a round of applause. Our Office on Planning's Director, Eric Shaw. There he is. As well as our Department of Small and Local Business Director, Anna Harvey. Give her a big round of applause. And our Department of Environment's Director, and my friend, you'll know him from his many years of service to Ward 6, Tommy Wells. Thank you, Tommy. Our Director of the Department of Public Works, Bill Howland, who's here. Give Bill a round of applause. And I recently announced, yesterday, I think, our State Superintendent, Hansel Kang, and welcome Hansel to the District of Columbia. And you're going to hear in a minute from the City Administrator, Rashad Young. And it's another fresh start to the budget process because previously the budget director was outside of the city administrator's purview, which to me is not the way to build budgets. I recruited Rashad to come help me run the city, and I told him, and he agreed, that he would have the responsibility for pulling together the budget because you can't run the city if you don't know where the money is. That's right, Judge. Thank you. So just like every mayor in the history of mayors, on January the 2nd, I was sworn in, and I inherited the successes of my predecessors. I also inherited the Lulus, right? The things that were a problem, didn't go right, were past due, or we're just plain out of kilter with our priorities. And so we spent the last 8 weeks really doing top-to-down reviews across all the clusters and agencies in the government to make sure that we could right-size, change, or start over in some very critical areas. The other thing that I inherited was a budget deficit. A deficit in the current year, fiscal 15, which runs through September 30th, and an expected deficit in the upcoming year, fiscal 16. And we are in the middle of the fiscal 16 budget development process. And the gap is not insignificant. We thought it would be $240 million. That's $250 million. The most recent estimate suggests that it'll be about $190 million. Again, not a small deficit, but we are a $10 billion government, and we can and we will balance our budget for fiscal 16 with your help. So just like you, the government is like a big family. And just like you, at the beginning of some years, you expect to have a certain amount of money, right, what you have coming in, and you expect to have certain expenses. So they should at least be balanced, right? Or you're going to have a problem. And so right now, our revenues, what we have coming in, are expected to be less than our planned expenses. So we have to bring those in line. So what we're going to ask you to do today is tell us what's most important to you. Tell us what we can't touch, and tell us your ideas about how we can make sure that our revenues and our expenses are balanced. So just like in your households, you may have to plan to buy a new car. You may want to plan to figure out how you're going to take vacation. You may have the unfortunate experience of planning around having less money. Maybe somebody lost a job, there are fewer hours, so you didn't get a project that you were expecting. And so we have to do that as a government, and we will do that focused on our priorities. You're going to hear a lot of themes from me in the next 100 days, the next year, and the next 4 years, focused on how we keep our promises around housing and jobs. The single biggest thing that people told me around the District of Columbia is, Muriel, we love our progress. We love that we are a city moving in the right direction, but you better make sure that more people can participate in the prosperity that is Washington. So my budget, everything that we talk about together, will be around how we can keep growing as a city and expanding access to our great middle class. Are you with me on that? So we're listening, we hear you, and I didn't acknowledge at the beginning, but I want to, my friend who got a very well-deserved promotion, and she's now helping keep the whole city safe, and that's Commander Kim Missouri. Give Commander Missouri a hand. I also want to acknowledge a number of people that you're going to hear from throughout our term, and that is the leader of our office on, we call it the MOCA, let me get it right, the Mayor's Office of Community Affairs, Sharon Hines. Sharon, stand up. And Sharon is responsible for making sure that everything you're saying, I hear. And every time anything is going on in the government that needs some help, that what we call the MOCers, the Mayor's Community Relations Officials, we're our Ward 8 MOCers. All right, there's Art Brown. and Marcus Batchelor. And so when you see those guys, it's like seeing me at your community meeting, because their job is to come and tell me what's going on and to make sure that all of the agencies are being responsive to what you need. So thank you again, everybody, for being here. You're going to hear from Rashad Young, the city administrator. You're going to hear from the budget director, and then we're going to spend the rest of the time hearing from you. Rashad. Oh, I understand that the Attorney General has joined us. Where is he? Ah, there's Carl Racine. Hi, Attorney General Racine. Thank you for being here, and it's so important, and I'm glad to see the Attorney General here because we all together have a big lift in the government to make, and the partnership that we have with the council and with the Attorney General's office is how we'll get things done together. So thank you for being here.
Well, good afternoon to all of you. Thank you, Madam Mayor, and as you've heard from the Mayor, we're here today to talk about and have a conversation about where our taxpayer dollars should be spent and, quite frankly, where they should not be spent. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about where our current dollars are being spent and give you a bit of a budget one-on-one to set the context for the conversations that you're going to have in just a few minutes. In the current year, which we're about halfway through, the Bowser administration inherited a $7.7 billion spending plan for our local taxpayer dollars. The rest of the $10 billion that you hear talked about are federal dollars, and we don't control much of those resources. Our budget has really two parts. We pay for our programs and our people in what we call the operating budget. The second part of that budget is the capital budget, which is what we use to pay for things like rec centers, libraries, roads, and bridges. And so on the slides here, you'll be able to see a breakdown of where we spend our operating dollars. About 10% of what we spend in the government is for what we call government direction and support. That's $733 million, about 5% on economic development and regulation, 14% on public safety, that's about $1 billion, 26% on education, that's about $1.9 billion, and 26% on health and human services, another nearly $2 billion, 8% on public works, about $626 million, and then 11% on financing. So that's the credit card payment, if you will, for all the debt that we issue for our capital program. When we look at our capital investments and look at where those dollars are spent, about 4% on government direction and support, 5% on economic development, 4% on public safety, 40% on education, about $500 million there, 1% on health and human services, just in capital spending, that's about $10 million, and about 40% on public works and transportation. That translates to $400 million. So on the capital side, most of our investments are in education and in public works and transportation. So you heard the mayor talk about these priority areas that you're grouped in those areas tonight or this afternoon according to your interest. And I want to give you a brief snapshot of the program costs in those areas. And so as you talk about education, if you're at the education table, I want to give you a sense of what we spend things on in education and in economic opportunity in each of our areas. So in education, we spend about $1.3 billion to provide education to 87,000 public school children, both DCPS and charter students, $7.6 million in early childhood education programs, about $26 million for wraparound services for children with special needs, and $29 million for programs at our libraries. In economic opportunity, just a sense of where we spend our resources there. And of course, this isn't everything, but it gives you a sense of where significant dollars are. $43 million for job training programs, $34 million for unemployment insurance and enforcing fair labor practices, about $3 million to help startups, companies access capital, $60 million for job training and cash assistance for our TANF families, over $100 million for shelter and services for our homeless neighbors, and $750 million for health care coverage for DC residents. In the neighborhoods priority area, we spend about $11 million on streetscape and facade improvements, $46 million on affordable housing, rents and vouchers, $36 million on construction and business inspections, $8 million for public arts, $30 million for programming in our rec centers, and about $17 million for the maintenance and upkeep of those centers. In the public safety area, $345 million, the lion's share of that expenses, of that snapshot is to keep 4,000 police officers in the district on duty. Another $78 million to run the corrections facility, and $25 million to handle 911 and 311 calls, and about $7 million to maintain our 33 fire stations. Improving infrastructure and the environment, we spend $50 million on road maintenance and bridge repairs, $30 million on energy efficiency, $4 million for safety and emission, $26 million to protect our waterways, and $300 million for the metro system, both rail and bus. So this just gives you a sense of where we're making investments in these areas. And again, as you go through this conversation this afternoon, you can reflect on those investments and what those programs cost as you talk about what we should be doing more of, what we should not be reducing, and where we should be paying particular emphasis. So just sets the stage for your discussion. Right now I want to bring Matt Brown, the district's budget director for the mayor, to the podium. We'll talk a little bit about our fiscal situation in fiscal year 15 and how that sort of plays to what we've got to consider today. So thanks, Matt.
All right, thanks and good afternoon. I really want to thank each of you for being here. This is obviously a very important process, something that's important to me personally, something that's important to the mayor. Rashad, the city administrator, told you about where we spend some of those dollars, implementing programs across the city, doing all the great things that we do as a city. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the deficit and why there is a deficit. The mayor mentioned the number. Originally, it was about $230 million, $240 million. We got a new revenue estimate on Friday, so I'm pleased to report that that's come down a little bit. It's now in the 190, 195 ballpark, as the mayor mentioned. And simply put, it's because the revenues are not growing as fast as the expenditures. All those things that the city administrator talked about are going to cost a little bit more next year. And it's really not unlike your household budget. The mayor talked a little bit about budgeting your own home finances, but you know as well as I do that every year things get a little bit more expensive. Going to the grocery store gets a little bit more expensive. That cable bill, school programs for kids, summer programs, and so each year you have to figure out what's important and what is the most important. And that's what you're here to help us do, is to help us prioritize, help us figure out what are the most important expenditures to fund, most important programs that we need to implement, and where we might be able to take a little bit of a cut, things that may not be as important to you. So that's what we're here. That's what we're here to do today. The specific areas, for those who have specific questions about the revenue forecast, the two main areas where revenue isn't growing as quickly as was anticipated previously is automated traffic enforcement and also the capital gains portion of income taxes. And if you have special questions about that, I'll be wandering around and we can talk revenue forecast if you're interested in it. But back to balancing the budget. You've heard a lot of numbers from the city administrator. There's a lot of numbers that we've made available at your table. So if you have specific questions about how much programs cost, but I'm going to try for just a second to help put the $200 million, $190, $200 million gap in perspective. Each year we spend about $200 million on fire and emergency medical services across the city. $200 million. That's about the same size as the gap. We spend about $57 million on public libraries, so the Martin Luther King Central Library and all the branch libraries. So 57 million, that's about, the gap is about 4 times as big as the amount of money that we spend on libraries. Public schools, so just the DCPS portion, not including charter schools, we spend about $700 million to operate buildings like the one we're in right now. The gap is about 1/3 of the size of the amount of money that we spend on public schools. And I heard the mayor introduce Director Bill Howland, who's here, the head of the Department of Public Works. His budget is about $128 million to do things like snow removal, which I know is important to many of us, especially now, trash collection, and all the other things that Public Works does. It's about double the size. The gap is about double the size of the budget of the Department of Public Works. And again, that's just for perspective to help you understand how big the gap is. So let's get to work. Ginny is going to come back and give you some specific instructions. But again, thanks for being here, and thanks for sharing your ideas with us. I appreciate it.
Hello again. So now we're going to get to the very important part of listening to your ideas. But first, we're going to play a little game. So at each of your tables, you have a sheet that looks like this. It says, how would you spend $100? So what you're going to do right now is you're going to be the mayor for a minute, and you are going to tell us, if you had $100, how would you allocate it amongst the top priority goals that we're talking about today? So about how would you allocate that money towards education, public safety, economic opportunity, neighborhoods and infrastructure and the environment? Can't go over $100, but how do you see that money fitting? I'm going to give you 2 minutes, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to tell you about the rest of the program. Please start. Okay, everyone, if I could get your attention again. Sorry, I know 2 minutes goes by pretty fast. So now that you've sort of spent a little time thinking about how you would allocate the resources that you have, sort of what your priority areas are, we really want to turn to the small group discussions now. And our small group discussions today have 2 big goals. We want to hear from you, what are your priorities? What do you want to see more of in the budget? And what do you want to make sure we protect from cuts? As you heard from the mayor and the city administrator and Matt, we have a budget deficit that we have to close. So what do you want to make sure that we don't touch? Then we're going to take a little break and we're going to flip sides. And now we're going to talk about the gap. So we have about a $195 million gap. What are your suggestions for ways we close it? Are there programs you think that aren't effective or aren't good use of resources? Do you have other thoughts on ways to close the gap? These are the kind of questions you're going to talk about in your groups. So at each of your tables, you have a facilitator. This facilitator is there to help guide your discussion and take notes and make sure you're recording everything. They're recording everything that you're saying. If you would like, you have some participant capture sheets at your table as well. So if you want to take your own notes, if you have other ideas while the folks are talking, feel free to use those. We're going to take them at the end to make sure. I also want to let you know that this isn't the only opportunity you have to suggest ideas. If you walk away from the discussion today and you say, oh, I've got this great idea that I want to share, we have a website that you can go to do just that. It's called budget.dc.gov. I'll say it one more time, budget.dc.gov. We'll have it open for another week where you can continue to submit suggestions. But now we're going to turn to your small discussions. Your facilitators are going to help you through, and you're going to have about 20 minutes to start discussing your priorities beginning now.
So in Lower Miami Ward 5,
the key here really is what areas, and again, this is not cut and dry, this is sort of a general thing.
What should the district prioritize then? And some of the things that you brought up. You brought up preventative health, Glenn. You guys brought up facility maintenance, employee, labor relations concern, just pay, compensation for injuries.
No place to have lunch.
No place to have lunch. Okay.
In that big facility.
Okay.
I'm sure it's over 5,000 people.
No place within the facility, or no place in the whole surrounding neighborhood?
No place in the facility.
If you go in and look at the facility itself, you can, if you walk in the front part of the hospital, you will see the top part of the building is falling apart. Bricks are protruding from the building because the contract.
So I think you're saying we need better oversight and kind of enforcement that contractors follow through on projects, city projects. Okay.
Of the community. That way, the point is, education is the center of the community. That's it.
The idea of pre-K. Start early.
That's very important. I love the idea that 3 years old, they tell me if there's anything going on, it will be detected. And you can address it early. The earlier you address it, better it is for the child. I love the pre-K idea.
My second idea would be facilities is one thing, and making sure we have multi-purpose, but then there's the second component. I want to take out of education facility and construction away from the academic. I want us to put in our hands of the buildings. You know, buildings, we know we need better buildings. We need state-of-the-art equipment. We need to have everything, computer labs in every school so that we can utilize them. But that's one aspect. But the buildings themselves, we need to take the academics, the professors and the teachers out of the construction side of it. You know, because that maintenance is a different thing. For example, I want the academic and the teachers to focus on a curriculum that focuses strictly on education. We don't want our teachers worrying about whether the bathroom's working or whether the principals have to worry about maintaining the building. No. We need that separate.
What happens is people leave. Like people they'll keep their kids here from K through 5, and then they're like, these public schools are bad, so we're leaving, and then move to Maryland, move to Virginia, where they get a much better level of education for free. So the only people that are staying are the people that are kind of forced to stay because of their economic situation.
Or are wealthy enough to stay in some areas.
And so there's private schools.
Or live in certain areas
There you
where
go.
they send their kids to deal homelessness.
We have residents, and we have a wonderful building, beautiful, $22.5 million. We had cities subsidy. We have the federal tax credit investments, but we are not addressing the social ills, mental health, and teaching people how to keep shop. Really, we take it for granted. You know, those of us who we take it for granted, but there's people, generations of perpetuation of lack of knowledge.
Well, we don't want to see any of our reentry programs cut. For Office of Returning Citizens, that's ORCA. And more so, we don't want to see academics and industry professionals engaging cut out that will contribute to all of the pipelines and homegrown potential needs for public safety.
AP test, advanced placement test, that's given, I don't know if it's in 11th, I think it might be 11th grade. It's the best indicator of whether somebody's going to pursue a degree in computer science or computer engineering. It's one of the hottest fields, you're almost guaranteed employment. And so looking at how many of our high school students are taking the advanced placement test for computer science would be pretty important.
Yeah, we really do need to increase the vocational out-of-school program. Oh, the other thing is, it doesn't just have to focus on community colleges. We have excellent organizations that are credentialing, okay? And, because see, what happens, community colleges do not get engaged with the wraparound component as it relates to
the family services,
as it relates to career counseling services. And that's important. See, that's one thing that community colleges don't focus on, and nor do they have the time, is the assessment and referrals of assistance that's needed for mental and behavioral issues that can impede upon a youth acquiring a credentialing education.
They need workforce development. So those are wraparound services. Also, they need a structure in order to provide those wraparound services. I've dealt a lot with DC General and other transition homes. And one of the things they said that to keep people from returning to homelessness, they have to have some services that keep people out. One of the things that former mayor has said that you can give people vouchers and you can give them things to last for 18 months, pay them rent, whatever. But if they have not the wraparound services, then we turn to homelessness.
And I'd just like to add to that, what we've done, we've rushed people into training and development before they've gotten those services. I think we need a continuum of care that leads to a continuum of development, because if you try to train people before they've gotten the human services, the training does not stick. It does not last. So I've coined this phrase, a continuum of care that leads to a continuum of development.
I was thinking education and of course public safety.
Okay.
Okay. And then it just got, you can see my chicken scratch.
Okay.
And then of course infrastructure. And
Okay.
these two.
Okay. All right. I got it. Those are good. You want to tell me about yours?
Sure. And I track hers: education, public safety, infrastructure, environment, and economic opportunity.
Okay. Okay. I got it. What about you?
Very similar. Education first and foremost, and then also labor and public safety, followed by economic opportunity.
Okay. All right. That helps. That helps me think about what we got to get done. Deputy Mayor, Jenny, can I interrupt you for 1 second?
And I agree with her wholeheartedly.
Okay.
Because
it's a fresh idea. It's a fresh idea over here. So the discussion is around language immersion in Ward 7 and 8, and how there are no language immersion schools.
There are no language immersion programs east of the river. I've been in communication with my son's principal at Plummer. I introduced the idea of Japanese immersion for more than one reason. Talking with her about expanding language choices, because we have Chinese, French, Spanish, and I think there's Hebrew. There's a couple of languages at the elementary school level, but we need to expand those language choices. It's just simply because we are in DC.
No, we talked about that.
No, I'm familiar with this, and I think this is something. This is our next chapter.
Right, because we were at the meeting
our
a month ago. We were at the meeting a month ago. That was one of the discussions we just had that we just talked about.
Do you think? I really couldn't tell you, per se, what organization should be cut or reduced, whatever. But this is what I would say, generally speaking. The city has a large administration to manage this city. I would be shocked and amazed if someone looked at the expenditures of this city and couldn't look at it and find ways to make it more efficient. I mean, as I came into corporations and I looked at them, I would look at the organizational structures. What's the relationship between how many people work for each manager? How many people do we have doing this? Is there duplication of effort? Are there ways to become more efficient, spend less money, and get the same or more out of it? And I would venture to say in most places, most corporations, you could easily carve out 2, 3, 4, 5% of the budget without hurting results.
Got it. So then I think it's safe to say, and tell me if I'm synthesizing this correctly, that our table believes that there should not be any reduction or elimination of current education programs. However, education capital programs, there needs to be improvement in the evaluation of costs and timeline for those construction projects, and that there could be a reduction of costs through that.
And to add to that, there should be some kind of check and balances. Way can we do that? There should be some kind of check. Just like you said, evaluation. There should be some kind of a way to check what is happening east of the river and what is not happening on the northwest.
Got it. Okay.
Can I just add that maybe an area where we can think more strategically and therefore sort of eliminate inefficiencies in buildings is, again, going back to the community schools issue. We have these amazing buildings. We're building these amazing buildings that we're not using efficiently. We're using them during school time and then they're empty. They're empty on weekends, they're empty in the evening. And we have all these recreation centers that cost a lot of money to upkeep, and we're not using them efficiently either. And if we had more of a community schools approach, then we could make these buildings work more for us. And therefore, it would make more sense to invest all the money that we're investing in. So that, to me, is an area where we're not maximizing our resources.
I've been interested because in all of the forums that has kind of been where public safety falls, and I found that to be curious, and then I think, well, maybe people feel a lot safer. And that's why they don't think it is. Is that the reason why public safety is less than a lot of the other ones, you think?
I was saying that I think it depends on where you are. I think it, like, for me, I live in Ward 2, I live in DuPont Circle, I spend a lot of time in Georgetown, and you see 30, 20 cops driving around every day, patrolling places like Wisconsin in a really, high-end shopping area. You don't have high levels of crime there. You just don't. I don't believe that that's because the cops are there. I don't think people aren't going to Wisconsin to rob stores because there's a guy sitting on N Street. I just don't think that's true.
Which is good. I'm from the flip side. I'm in Ward 7, working with youth in Bidding Terrace, Clay Terrace, and that's a deterrent for going there. At the same time, sometimes we could use some more public safety in areas in Ward 7. We could.
So we should give you ours. We should just reallocate.
Okay, so reallocation, okay.
Well, let me ask another question, because some tables or some people have put all of their money into education. And so could somebody tell me why you put the other categories higher?
Well, we were saying that we don't think there's that high of a marginal return on education. I think if you doubled the budget of DC education, I don't think you can get double the results. I think that paying teachers twice as much if you're not getting some sort of empirical evidence that they're improving their teaching for higher salaries is not necessarily wise. I think a lot of education money is spent on, say, pensions and benefits that I really don't think you're improving your educational outcomes.
Okay, everyone, if I could get your attention. I want to thank you all very, very much for coming to talk about your priorities, your suggestions for ways to close the gap, and being engaged in our budget process. We heard a lot of great ideas as we were walking around, and to close out today, I want to invite back up to the stage our mayor, Mayor Bowser.
Well, thank you, guys. And so thank you for your participation. I got around to a few of the tables, and I just really enjoyed the discussion and the good ideas that I heard. So before we leave, I wanted to spend a few moments and ask people to kind of stand up and talk about the things that were important at their table. So I'll go to each side of the room, and we'll start with the question of what are the 3 top things that are critical for you at your table? Who wants to share? Yes, ma'am, all the way in the back.
Cheryl Tracy, Ward 5. Our top selection was education for number 1, public safety for number 2, and number 3 was infrastructure and environment.
Okay.
And one negative is under economic opportunity, some of the agencies need to be streamlined and some customer service skills retaught.
Okay, so you identify your top 3 and some efficiencies maybe in the economic opportunity agencies. Okay, thanks for that feedback. Who else wants to share? Okay, I have somebody who wants to share here. And can somebody give me one of the $100 sheets, please? Yes, yes, sir.
Hello, Ms. Mayor Bowser. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
My name is Kendall Bryan. I'm with the Amy Shaw Government Institute. At our table, we said that, some of our priorities were more money for the SYEP, for the economic development, and we think that training young people is very important. We also think that more vendors should be district residents. Also, we think that DC government should be able to obtain $1.9 million that has been lost from in-school fundings.
Okay, all right. Did you have any gap closing ideas?
Yes,
any ways
ma'am.
to save money at your table?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So let's see. For that, we had We said that don't depend on tickets for revenue.
Okay. Now, is
Because
that
it's up,
a gap?
it's down, it's
No,
up, it's
I
down.
said gap closing ideas.
And we also suggested, actually raising taxes.
Okay, so
To
that's
close the gap.
additional revenue from
For
this table.
those who can afford an increase in taxes, we suggested raising taxes.
Okay, all right. Anybody else want to, Harry, why don't you give us priorities from your table, followed by gap closing ideas?
Thanks, Madam Mayor. Harry Wingo, DC Chamber of Commerce. And for our table, we're economic opportunity. We focused on two. And we focused on economic opportunity, of course, but also education, because that's important for the pipeline for opportunity. And on economic opportunity, for example, one example was to say the certification process, and for CBEs and small businesses to really look at how can we hire more businesses who are in Washington, D.C. And on education, vocational training, which I know you've talked about, that came up, to really look at how can we place people in jobs, prepare them for that. And again, on on economic opportunity, one idea was, again, to really make sure that we're using technology a lot more so that we can be responsive, go through some of the delays. And I know that's you're looking at that, but those are our focus areas.
Okay, very good. Right here, we have some ideas, priorities, and one gap closing idea, or three gap closing idea and one priority. Which one you want to do?
Gap closing ideas.
Okay.
One priority. All right. I think creative economy. I think our young people in our community are very creative, and we should build on their assets. And I think what I also heard around the table is efficiency. For instance, if I call 311 10 times, what is our project management system? So if I queried, I can find out what the status is on these tickets that we've accumulated. I think that efficiency would save budget.
Okay.
I think when we talked about environment, we said if you're going to give $1 land away in the richest city in the world, give it to the community first. And then the last one was when it came to environment. In Deanwood specifically, we had a low-impact development project that was just all concrete, no bioswales, no rain gardens, no green roofs, just new tar, but it was called low-impact development. We would love equitable or complementary development projects that look like NOMA in our community. So we want the same sort of thing. What you see across town, we want the same sort of thing we want east of the river.
Okay, got it. Development opportunities. Okay, this table right here, this young lady in the blue, table 16, is going to talk about budget priorities and gap closing ideas.
Yes, so hi, I'm Vanessa, and we are Economic Opportunity, and we talked a lot about, investing in economic opportunity in neighborhoods, and education, of course, also is important, but what it came down to for us is housing, and how housing affects all of these other issues. That housing, children aren't going to get a good education if they don't have stable housing. We're going to send people back to the prison system if they don't have stable housing. You can't get employment if you don't have stable housing. Housing is healthcare, so you get the point. And one of our revenue, for revenue, we would suggest raising income and property taxes for the very wealthy.
Okay, so the priority at this table, economic opportunity, especially on housing, and I will call out that category includes all of our affordable housing. Actually, neighborhoods category includes all of our affordable housing programs. So between economic opportunity, talking about jobs, and neighborhoods, talking about housing, that's where all the energy was at your table. So thank you for sharing that. Okay, we have one in the back, priorities and gap closing ideas.
Hi, I'm Jim Carr, and I am just a volunteer.
Okay.
To the service. So we had the priorities here were pretty consistent among everyone at the table, which was education first, job creation, and public safety. And then some ideas were things like require banks to do business with the city to do a better job of lending to small businesses, to create companies, as well as to support job creation, as well as possible tax credits for employers who do a better job of hiring and building their businesses within the city. Within the education sphere, we benefited from having a couple of really smart young people at our table who gave us really great ideas on things such as less maintenance in schools and more dollars spent on books and better leveraging of the technology dollars that are spent that could probably provide a greater education at a less cost.
All right, very good. So those are all some good ideas. Now I'm going to go and take a quick clap of hands survey on where all the energy was around spending the $100 that you've been asked to spend. And I also want to acknowledge, and at the conclusion of that little exercise, I'm going to ask Councilmember Vincent Orange to come up and greet you as well, because Vincent Orange has been to every one of our budget engagement forums. So give him a round of applause. Okay, so here's the exercise. I want you to look at your $100 list and identify the area where you spent the most money. If you spent equally across all the areas, I'm going to ask you to pick the most important. And when I call that category, I want you to clap. You got it? So find your #1 topic, wait till I call out that topic, and then you clap. And let me just say what some of these areas include before we get started. Infrastructure and the environment, that's DDOT. Remember when you called me about roads and alleys? That's the category. Metro, that's the category. Neighborhoods, that includes affordable housing. That includes economic development activities to build and construct things across the city. That also includes parks and recreation. Economic opportunity, that's agencies that help people get employed or get better jobs, and small businesses participate in our neighborhoods. Public safety, that's our police, fire department, EMT, ambulances, and 911 and 311. And education, that's DC public schools, public charter schools, the state superintendent, UDC, and our library. So those are the things that I'm asking you to think about and identify your #1 priority, okay? So I'm going to start by a clap of hands. If neighborhoods is your #1 priority, clap your hands. Okay, if economic opportunity is your #1, clap your hands. If education is your #1 priority, clap your hands. If public safety is your #1 priority, clap your hands. And if infrastructure and the environment is your #1 priority, clap your hands. Okay. So you see I have a difficult job, right? Because I also, I know you want police, and I know you want potholes filled and trash picked up and all of those things. And I know we're focused, and from what I can tell, on making sure that we're spreading opportunity through good, safe housing, education, and good paying jobs. That's what I hear when I heard those claps. And so we're going to work really hard on this budget to make sure that it reflects those values. But before we go, Councilmember Orange, can I ask you to come up and greet our residents? Vincent Orange.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. You know, listen to the mayor. You know, the mayor says she has a very difficult job. But I tell you what, she's up for the task, isn't she? Is she up for the task? You talking about someone jumping in. The firing pan jumped in with snow, jumped in with the Metro incident, got Congress talking about I'm going to send you to jail, got to deal with a $250 million deficit, and she's still standing tall, looking well, representing us well, and it's easy for me to follow her because she promised us a fresh start, and we have a fresh start. She promised us a new beginning. We have a new beginning. She promised us that she would not leave anyone behind and take no one for granted, and we're all here together as one big family, and it's great when we can stand together. Together we stand, divided we fall, and we're standing together, and we just want the whole nation to see that the District of Columbia got it going on. And like it says, we are Washington, D.C., hashtag Flash Start Fab Muriel Bowser. So I just want to say, great, it's good to be out here with her. Even the weather is cooperating. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, everybody, and stay tuned. Again, budget.dc.gov is where you can go for additional ideas or tell your neighbors if they weren't able to come and participate in one of these 3 forums that they can submit their ideas there. And we're going to see you all over the community. Thanks again, everybody.